Hey there, this is JG playing Raid Shadow Legends, and it was not so very long ago that I was saying that I'm sitting on a mountain of shards and I just haven't been pulling them because the time hasn't been right. Well, today the time has come. I think this is a good event for it. So today we've got a 2x event for Sacred Shards, plus 10x for one champion. I'm at the Edge of Mercy. We're in a champion chase event for the Halloween Fusion. All the stars have aligned. It's time for me to pull some of these Sacred Shards. So, I'm going to talk through why this is a good event for it, how many I'm going to pull, and then we'll do a shard pull video here. So, first up, as I've said before, my priorities, number one is get fusions. And so I need to pull something in this event to get enough points for the current fusion, so 2,500 for this champion chase. And with it being a 2x day, now would be a good day to pull at least a few Sacred Shards to get to the right threshold there. Second priority is keep a bank of shards in case a guaranteed champion event comes along. So for Sacred Shards, I want to be hanging on to 15. For Ancient Shards, I want to be hanging on to 150. For Void Shards, I'm trying to get up to 80, so I will not be touching this pile of Void Shards until it gets to a higher value there. Third priority after that is try to make good use of the shards. So 2x events in general, or when you're close to Mercy, then a 10x event or a double legendary event are good times to pull. So since we need to pull anyway, having an extra 10x on top of the 2x today makes it a pretty nice time to pull. The 10x champion is brand new and looks pretty cool. But let's see, how many shards am I going to pull? Well, I need to not get down below my value of 15, so I have to save that for later. Also, for the current fusion, I'm going to need to be pulling some shards in a week for the Summon Rush. The Summon Rush, usually it's about 2150 points to get either fragments or a fusion rare. So for that, that would be 4 Sacred Shards and a little bit of change. Since I'm above kind of where I need to be on the Ancient Shards here, I'll probably pull, it'll be about 30 Ancient Shards for that. That'll be worth 600 points, so I only need another 1,500 from Sacred Shards. So I could probably do 3 Sacred Shards for that. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that in the next week I should land an extra Sacred Shard from Clan Boss Chest anyway. So I'm willing to get down to 17 Sacred Shards so that I can gain 1, pull 3, and still be at 15 after the fusion ends in case a guaranteed legendary comes around. So that means I've got 8 that I'm willing to pull today. Let's go ahead and film opening them. By the way, I'm not a big fan of shard pull videos. I know a lot of other content creators do them. I feel like it's just watching someone else play with a slot machine. So I don't think it's super interesting, but I know a lot of people do them, so I thought I'd go ahead and record this. You can let me know, are shard pull videos your thing? If you like this, pop a like on the video. If you're like me and you think these are kind of lame, go ahead and throw a dislike or put a comment on the video. Just let me know, is it worth my time to record these in the future, or should I just do my own thing quietly? That said, here we go. 8 Sacred Shards. What am I hoping for today? Well, since I'm right at the Edge of Mercy and I'm pulling 8 with a 12% base chance, I think I should absolutely come away with 1 legendary. It'd be really surprising for me not to. My chances of getting a second legendary are fairly good, so 2 legendaries would make me pretty happy. Obviously, hoping for at least not dupes there. I think it's about 50-50, the legendaries that are pretty solid, good legendaries. So good ones would be nice. Let's see, the ones that I'm interested in, there's the 10x one, what's his name again? Michinaki. Michinaki would be a good pull. Keep in mind, although this is a 10x event, I'm getting maybe 2 legendary pulls. Overall, there's a pool of 120-something legendaries that are in Sacred Shards. So even at 10x, it's like a 1 in 12 chance, maybe a 1 in 6 chance if I get 2 legendaries. So it's more likely that I don't get him than I do. I'm not going to be surprised or disappointed if I don't get him. The odds definitely favor not getting him. Other legendaries that I'd be interested in, well, number 1, I guess my Undead and Demon Spawn faction teams are pretty stacked. They don't need a whole lot. So I'd be pretty happy if I get something good outside of one of those factions. My Banner Lords is one of my weakest factions. So that'd be nice. Specific champions that I've been kind of drooling over. Actually, Mashaled, that even though he is undead and I don't need more undead, Mashaled's been on my list for a while, ever since I've seen him like single-handedly destroy some of my arena teams. Lady Kemi would be a great one. Xavia or another good revive blocker is something I would enjoy. Maybe being able to work that into some of my Ice Golem teams. And Shemnath is another one I've kind of had my eyes on from Knights Revenant, the like living statue that's a fairly new release. So those are sort of the ones I'm most hoping for, but we'll see what I get. On the epic side, should end up with a pile of epics and probably mostly food from those. There's not a whole lot of epics that are still exciting to me at this point in the game, especially for epics that aren't void. But let's see. I would take a second Geomancer. I could definitely have a Geomancer that I built for Iron Twins, and I would not be sad about that. Deacon Armstrong is one that I'm still missing that I would like, and Doom Priest. So those are the epics that would make me the happiest. Let's see if I get any of those or anything else pretty exciting. Legendary right out of the gate. And Suzerain. I know the name, but don't know a lot about this kit. What do we have here? A1 attacks all and places decreased speed, books up to 50% AoE decreased speed, not too bad. A2, we've got attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing weaken, places decreased defense if weaken is not placed. Let's see, so books to 75%. Banish from time, attacks all, places heal reduction, and removes shield block damage on unkillable, then attacks them, and places heal reduction on all enemies for 2 turns. Well, we've got 3 AoEs, which is not bad. That can be good for like a stun set or something like that. Overall, not overwhelmed about this kit, and it is undead, which is not what I need. So not urgent to invest in him for Faction Wars purposes. I'll have to look this up a little bit later, see if it's exciting in some sort of content that I'm not thinking of. This removing shield block damage unkillable seems a little interesting. That might have some use in arena against certain compositions. I'm trying to think if there's any other places. I mean, removing shield is always okay for Magic Keep, but my Magic Keep team doesn't exactly struggle already. It's a shame that this can only place either weaken or decrease defense and not both. So, it's still on a 4-turn cooldown. Actually, there's no cooldowns anywhere in the books here. Kind of slow skills all around. Alright, well, picked up a new legendary. Not my favorite so far, but let's see what else we have. Senesha, that is new for me, and I definitely see her in an arena as a fair amount. Let's see. I don't know her kit super well. So, AoE A1, an extra hit if they have less than 50% HP after the first hit, and these conditional extra hits tend to hit hard. I'm guessing that's why I see her in arena a lot, and might have some viability in other places where that hard hit is worth it. Vaporize puts skills on cooldown. That is one of my favorite methods of control because block debuffs doesn't get rid of it. And then heals somebody. And let's see, A3, HP equalize. Alright, well, I don't have an immediate idea of a place where I need that, but she will not be a chicken. She might find some use. Warden, is he an epic? I thought he was a rare. This is not good, if I recall correctly. Nothing very exciting here. The weak sauce version of buffs and debuffs. Nothing exciting there. Grimskin. He looks a lot like Maneater, but someone spilled oil on him. What's this? Let's see. decrease speed on the A1. Yeah, in general at this point, if they're epics that I haven't heard of, they're probably not very good. Yeah, provoke A2 and remove one buff. Yeah, that does not outcompete any epics that I already have. All right, come on. Bergoth the Malformed. My Knight's Revenant is pretty terrible. I'll have to check him out later and see if he at least is better than some of my other people in that faction. But yeah, it's like a weak sauce version of Vogoth's passive. I don't think this is an impressive one. Second legendary, Ignatius. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, stun on the A1. 75% when booked, AoE provoke, and 100% when booked, AoE burn that cannot be resisted. Well, that is pretty similar to Walking Tomb Drang there. That said, Drang is next up in my level up queue to really beef up my spider team. I think having a second one of these, that's a long cooldown, five turns even when booked. But might be worth having two different burners in a spider team there. Not terrible here. Burn's always fun. And 100% AoE burn is pretty solid. And no need for accuracy on that skill, although then you've got some pretty decent debuffs on the other skills. I don't like these ones where you just have one skill that doesn't need the accuracy. Okay, let's see. 2 more shards to go. What do we get? Oh good, another Grimskin. Well, I know none of my epic faction guardians are full, so he'll be going in there, and that's about all he'll do for me. So basically, he'll add some stats to Maneater. And Talia, that's a dupe and not a very good one. Well, nothing too exciting today, but went ahead and reset my mercy counter. Let's see, my mercy counter is back at 2 for Sacred Shards, so I got to write that down and keep track of for later. So that's it for today. Gigi out.